the Mediterranean. The name alone brings up images of sun-drenched islands, ancient history, and food you'll dream about for years. It's the ultimate bucket list trip. But what if the most popular places aren't the best places anymore? What if the dream has become a little too crowded? We've all seen the pictures. We talked to a top travel expert to get their insider picks for the next wave of must-see Mediterranean destinations. These are the 3 cities you need to visit before the secret gets out. Look, we get it. The pull to see those iconic spots is strong. But the reality of over-tourism is, well, real. We're talking long lines, packed-out beaches, and the nagging feeling that you're just one tourist in a sea of millions. It can really kill the magic. But there's another way to see the Mediterranean, a more authentic way. We're talking about places that still have their unique local soul, where you can wander ancient streets without being herded like cattle, and where you can find a quiet piece of the coast to just breathe. We've done the homework and gotten the expert advice to find you those exact places. And these aren't just alternatives. In many ways, they're so much better. They are the Mediterranean's best-kept secrets, at least for now. So, let's dive into the first city that should be at the very top of your list. First up, we're heading to the jaw-dropping, fjord-like Bay of Kotor in Montenegro. If you've ever swooned over a photo of Dubrovnik, Croatia, just imagine that same medieval magic, but tucked into one of the most spectacular bays in the world, with a fraction of the crowds. This is Kotor, a UNESCO-protected walled city where mountains plunge right into the Adriatic Sea. The city itself is a living, breathing labyrinth. The main event here is just letting yourself get lost in the maze of cobblestone alleys, sun-drenched squares, and ancient stone churches. Around every corner is another perfect photo op. A line of laundry dancing in the breeze between centuries-old buildings, a lazy cat napping on a warm step, the faint notes of an accordion drifting from a hidden cafe. The city is steeped in history, with Venetian, Roman, and Byzantine influences all leaving their mark on the stunning architecture. Now, the one thing you absolutely must do in Kotor is the climb up to the Fortress of St. John. It's a journey of about 1,350 stone steps that snake up the mountainside right behind the old town. Yes, it's a workout, but the payoff is one of the most breathtaking views in all of Europe. From the top, you can see the entire butterfly-shaped bay, with the iconic red roofs of the old town nestled perfectly below. It's a view that makes you feel like you've stumbled upon a lost world. Next, you have to see the bay from the water. A boat trip out to the 2 tiny islands near the town of Perast is essential. One of them, Our Lady of the Rocks, is a man-made island built over centuries by local sailors. It has a gorgeous blue-domed church that looks like it's floating on the water. The story behind it, and the sheer beauty of the place, is pure Mediterranean magic. And here's the insider tip. Kotor's only real challenge is the cruise ships that can flood the town during the day. The secret? Stay overnight. By late afternoon, most of the cruise passengers are gone. As the sun sets and the ancient city walls light up with a warm golden glow, the streets become quiet and unbelievably romantic. You'll feel like you have this historic marvel all to yourself, an experience you just won't get in the more famous hotspots. If escaping the crowds and finding authentic spots like this is your travel style, do us a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more hidden gems every single week. It really helps our channel find other travelers just like you. Now, which city are you adding to your list? Let us know in the comments. From the dramatic coast of the Adriatic, our next stop takes us inland to the rolling green hills of northern Italy. When you think of an Italian vacation, you probably picture the swarms of people in Rome, the canals of Venice, or the hills of Tuscany. But what if I told you there's a perfectly preserved medieval walled town, surrounded by world-famous vineyards, that most international tourists fly right past? Welcome to Soave, tucked away in the Veneto region, not far from Verona. Soave is the fairy tale Italian town you've been daydreaming about. It's famous for its crisp, dry white wine of the same name, and the entire landscape is a sea of lush vineyards. But the real showstopper is the town itself, completely encircled by pristine medieval walls and watched over by the magnificent Scalagero Castle. the first thing you have to do is explore that castle. The Castello Scaligero di Soave sits proudly on a hill overlooking the town. Walking its ramparts gives you an unbelievable view of the red-tiled roofs, the ancient walls, and the endless vineyards stretching out to the horizon. It's so well preserved you can wander its courtyards and rooms and almost hear the echoes of life from centuries ago. Of course, you can't come to Soave and not drink the wine. This region produces one of Italy's most celebrated white wines, Soave Classico, from the local Garganega grape. But don't just order a glass at a restaurant. Go visit a local cantina or winery for a real tasting. Many are just a short walk from the town, and they offer an authentic chance to meet the families who have been making this wine for generations. You'll taste stuff here that you will never find back home. After the castle and the wine, the best thing to do in Soave is to lean into the slow Italian lifestyle. It's like a tourist and more like a welcome guest. Here's the expert tip for Soave. Use it as your peaceful home base to explore the region. It's incredibly close to Verona. This means you can easily pop over for a day trip to see the famous Roman amphitheater and Juliet's balcony, then escape back to the quiet, authentic, and much more affordable haven of Soave in the evening. It's the perfect way to see a bucket list city while staying in a genuine Italian gem. For our final stop, we're heading to the rugged, windswept coast of Spain's Costa Brava. But forget the crowded resorts you might be thinking of. This is a world away. This is Cadaqués, a dazzlingly white village that was once home to the one and only Salvador Dali. Honestly, just getting to Cadaqués is part of the adventure. The road there twists and turns through the hills, and that relative isolation is exactly what has protected its bohemian charm and peaceful vibe. The moment you arrive and see that cluster of white buildings sparkling against the brilliant blue of the Mediterranean, you get why it's been a magnet for artists for more than a century. Your first stop has to be the Salvador Dali House Museum in the Neckley Lighthouse with panoramic views of the sea. It feels raw, untouched, and like you're at the edge of the world. Finally, the best thing to do in Cadaqués is to simply get lost. The old town is a car-free maze of steep, winding cobblestone streets, filled with art galleries and chic little shops. Every path seems to lead you back down to the waterfront, where you can walk along the pebble beach, watch the fishing boats bob in the harbor, and settle into a seaside cafe for fresh seafood and a glass of local wine. And the insider tip for Cadaqués: embrace the journey. A lot of people are put off by that winding drive, but that's the very thing that keeps the massive tour buses away. Rent a small car, take it slow, and enjoy the incredible scenery on the way in. Once you're there, park it and forget it. The magic of this town is found on foot, at a slow pace, in its quiet corners and artistic soul. So there you have it, the dramatic bays of Kotor, the medieval wine country of Soave, and the artistic shores of Cadaqués. The Mediterranean is a vast place, full of magic that extends far beyond the same 5 places you see all over your social media feed. Its true spirit is still out there, hiding in the places that feel like a real discovery. So, before you book that next flight to another overcrowded hotspot, maybe think about one of these incredible places instead. You can still find a piece of the Mediterranean that feels like it's been waiting just for you. What hidden gems have you discovered in your travels? Share them in the comments below. We'd love to hear about them. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next adventure.